Hello and welcome to Give and Take, the positives in life. And today's topic is well on the way. And we have a wonderful guest who will introduce herself and tell us all about well on the way. So welcome.
Thank you, Cicely. Yes, I'm Elizabeth Pasquale,
Okay.
the director of Well on the Way. That's the name of my holistic healing center.
Okay.
And we're located in White Plains on Westchester Avenue.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I am a little nervous.
It's okay. That'll soon go
Westchester
away.
Avenue, 222, which I love that number.
222.
And we also have
What
a
does
home.
222 mean?
222.
Yes.
It's just, doesn't it sound nice?
A 222, yeah. There's
I've
some
had
meaning
some-
behind that 222 though.
Yes, if you're aware of
into
numerology, which
right.
I am not, but I have had clients that have said, I had to come to you. The number of the office was 222.
See, yeah.
So,
And so everything signifies something, right?
it's, yes,
Yes.
there's always a reason for everything.
Exactly, yep. So I want you to share about this wonderful holistic business, holistic therapy that you have. And so wherever you want to start, that's fine.
Wherever I want to start.
Yes, you want to start from the
Yes.
beginning in
Start
regards to how you got started
Okay.
and what attracted you to doing this.
Okay, well, I had health challenges in the 70s.
Okay.
Like so many people have, but it was the 70s, so we didn't have a lot of names
Okay.
for things that are commonly called now, like irritable bowel syndrome and
Right.
all the various different names they have for digestive issues and
Right.
fatigue and chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. They really hadn't come up with the jargon yet. I just knew that I wanted to feel a lot more energetic. I didn't want to be spending the days napping, and I wanted to be able to keep up with my little daughter. And so I began to explore, and I'm so glad I did, because I just found a whole world of energetic medicine that imbues the body with spirit. And once your body is filled with spirit, you've got tons of energy. You know, you're just not fighting yourself. Basically, it's that we get into complex situations and we're at war with ourselves, or at least in argument with ourselves, and that's what's sapping your energy, and that's what's creating eventually, if you stay in that stressful situation for long, it will eventually develop into some diagnosis.
Absolutely. So once it started from the self, and so then you expanded. So how did you get started?
I got started by studying massage therapy.
Okay.
And it was in massage therapy that I was just fascinated by anatomy and physiology. So from there, it just went to more and more medically oriented fields of study.
Right.
The next was CranioSacral Therapy, which studies the nervous system.
I really want you to talk about that, because it's not something you hear every day. So I really want to talk for you to discuss that a little bit more.
I certainly will. I certainly will. We're actually fortunate. We have quite a lot of practitioners in the New York metropolitan area, and advanced practitioners. Where the rest of the country, there are fewer and more distance between people. And it's a very light touch, so you manually are examining the body, getting information through one's hands. So you're just like a nurse can be trained to take a pulse.
Right.
Your hands are trained to read where there are restrictions within the cranium and the nervous system that goes through the spinal cord, and everything branches off that through the life of the entire body.
Okay.
So with your hands, you pick up where the restrictions are and how to ease the body out of the restriction with your help. And with the client's focus and attention, frequently there's an emotional aspect to it, or at least a stress aspect to it. And that's what they've been not knowing how to deal with. So it can combine many layers of reality, many layers of the person's experience.
So why would somebody come to you for that?
A lot of people come to me because like me in the 70s, the doctors didn't have an adequate, they weren't getting back their enthusiasm for life, their vitality from following that path. The doctors could only help them so far.
Sure.
And I really thrive best when it's what we call subclinical, subthreshold. You are not getting a diagnosis yet. They're not really finding something wrong, but you're not
Something's
up to,
not
yeah,
right.
you're not feeling as good as you want to feel. So that's where I can be really helpful.
So you would do the craniosacral therapy for what kind of illnesses? Just about anything, or?
Pretty much, because everything involves the nervous system.
Correct. Yes.
Everything involves the nervous system. So it really runs the gamut. Of course, the obvious things are any kind of head trauma that you've had, any kind of concussion. Especially, I've been seeing a lot of kids, because the kids in sports tend to get, they don't even think they're getting a concussion.
Right.
It's a minor bump on the head. Maybe they black out momentarily, maybe they don't. And then adults, as they got older, and that's happened to them repeatedly as they've played sports.
Right, and that's not a good thing.
A craniosacral can be really, really helpful for that. Another aspect is if you're middle-aged, older, and you've been having a stroke experience, craniosacral can be wonderful for that. The other thing is if you're just feeling some malaise, just not as much energy. So it really runs the gamut of a lot of experiences. And even with the babies, the babies who have had a difficult birth, so their heads come out a little jammed up.
You came, so what we'll do, we'll see the first picture of you in your office, so we'll see that now. Very nice. So what is that in the background, the photograph?
That is a bark painting.
Bark painting?
Bark painting from the Aborigines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I received that as a gift in the 1970s, and it's been on that wall pretty much since I moved into that office.
Oh, okay.
So
nice. Do you know what it symbolizes?
It's a bunch of animals from the jungle, and I was told that it was painted by a woman's father when she was about to get married and move into her own hut.
Oh, nice.
So it's all full of good cheer. You see those funny animals are all smiling.
Okay, just about.
It's quite whimsical.
Okay.
And it's that's my hut.
Lovely. And so now we'd like to see the next picture, because you spoke about the baby and how you as somebody, with a child that has birthed that. Oh.
Yeah, so there I am treating a very little one, just a few weeks old. And this one perhaps wasn't able to get comfortable. They're just very whiny, and we can find the restrictions within their very, dominant system. The systems are so present, they're so new, and release, and frequently it's like one session for a little one that tiny, and it's effective to help them rest better while they're resting, be more aware when they're aware, and enjoying their new life on the planet.
Very nice. Isn't that interesting, Red? How something as simple as that, and you could have a child that's crying, a baby that's crying constantly and not settled.
Yes.
And something like this can relieve them from that, and to make them see that it's okay. You're just in this new world.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll know who you are and what you're supposed to be doing here. But for now we'll give you a little help, right?
Yes. It's very effective for the little ones.
Right.
And frequently a mom will come in with a pre-K age child, 3 or 4. Maybe they're having a little trouble getting up to speed in the language, or they're restless or something like that. And I will be palpating the child's head, and it'll feel very restricted, and I'll say to the mother, I remember with one young little boy, I'd say, doesn't he complain of headaches? And she said, no, never. And then when I finished, I did an hour with him, he sat up and he turned to me and he said, thank you, now the man in my head has stopped banging. So he didn't know how to describe a headache.
Didn't understand
and he
it,
didn't
yeah.
know that other people didn't have headaches. It was just what he was dealing with.
Right, right.
So, and I've had other little children like that who'll say similar things when I finish.
Okay, lovely.
In their own language.
So the other thing you do is you do some other things.
Yes, lymph drainage therapy, which is another gentle palpation of fluids in the body, the lymph system. And a lot of people are familiar with it when it gets clogged up, right? They feel the swollen nodes behind their ears. So there are nodes all over your body that you're unaware of, but these are the ones that get your attention when you have a cold or the flu. Of course, people hear about it in relationship to cancer, checking the lymph nodes. So basically, the lymph system is so important in keeping us healthy because it it collects the toxins in the body and ushers them out of the body.
Okay. So how do you, what would you do in regards to the lymph? Because I know that you can do the trampoline,
Oh,
the
yes.
rebound or whatever to
move the lymph.
Right, and I heard that's one of the best ways to actually get the lymph moving.
You're right.
Right. So would you do something like that with them?
Well, we very gently move the lymph with our hands, manually direct it. And actually we can evaluate it by putting your hand on. You can evaluate. We know where the traditional routes are, and we know, and we can feel when the body in its wisdom, for whatever reason, has rerouted the lymph in a different way, because it can't go the way it's supposed to for some reason. And then we can kind of untangle that place.
Where does it go? Goes to Brooklyn?
Well, for instance, if
Instead
it's
of going to Manhattan?
kind of like that. It takes a different train.
All right. Oh, my dear, the body's such a complex system, right?
And it's funny because if we just kind of allow it to go that way and help it, it'll resolve.
That's really lovely. So how would you know if it's going in the wrong direction?
You feel it.
Okay.
It's just like a little river, like a
Nice.
like a millimeter or so under the skin.
Okay.
And just like you can be trained to feel a pulse, you can be trained to feel this little river going under your skin.
How lovely.
It is.
Yeah.
I want you to come in and feel it. Yeah.
This sounds like, it really sounds interesting that you're able to
Yes.
feel it.
Yes.
Because of course that would be the blood drawing through the body that I guess.
Yeah, it
but I
runs
could see,
parallel to the blood.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my arms.
But it goes that way.
Oh, okay.
Lymph
So
always
this
goes
way.
toward the heart.
See?
Toward the heart.
Oh,
There's
the
a couple
rivers.
exceptions, but
The rivers. So that's really interesting. I really
so
like that.
interesting.
Yeah.
So some people, for whatever reason, and especially if have swelling that they live with.
Okay, right.
And the lymph drainage for those people can be terrific relief because just a little bit less swelling, you feel a whole lot better.
So what about someone who has cancer? What would, how could you help them in that area?
Well, that is so complicated. Basically, the biggest help I have with people who are cancer, because there's so many levels to it, recovered, in the middle of treatment, just hearing about treatment, is to relax. Relax and get clarity on what you're doing.
Right.
Because if you're not relaxed and you have these gigantic decisions to make, how can you come to a good decision?
Correct.
A decision made in fear is, but a decision out of clarity, you find your way.
That's right. Whatever that way is and whatever treatment is needed for you, if it's clear, then whatever needs to happen would happen in the correct manner. But when you're doing things out of fear, the mistakes are made, and then there's sorrowful thoughts, which will just make things even worse. So you want to go in with clear thoughts, clear understanding thoughts with no sorrow, and then the decisions are more clear, and it's more that you get healed much faster and better.
And you know something really wonderful, Cicely? Whenever this fluid body begins to move, if I'm manually moving it, the person just relax as a result.
Oh.
And so then the decision, the clarity comes.
Right, right.
And it's so wonderful to be a facilitator of that.
You know what? I'd like to see the video now of what you were doing, the therapy in
In
the
the water.
water. Yes.
If you need some warm up, just get out and come back in. You realize how warm it is? Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a miracle.
So tell us about this video.
That is craniosacral therapy being done in a warm pool in the Bahamas.
Okay.
And you see me moving with a young boy who's autistic.
Okay.
And you could hear his mother at the end saying, "That's a miracle." The way
Yes.
he's generally not allowing people to touch him, and yet he was allowing himself to be supported, and I'm at the same time doing the craniosacral therapy on his head at the same time as I'm moving to keep up with him. There was so much energy in him that we're just moving. Then you also saw 3 other people in the pool receiving craniosacral therapy, and they're all still.
So when you're doing these kind of different therapies and stuff, is there anything that you receive? Because you know there's some different things out there that when you're doing it, you're also receiving that. Right.
Most definitely.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay,
As I
good.
was saying before, people go into that relaxed space. Well, either they take you with them or you take them with you. But you've all got to be there. And especially the one with the water, this was part of a week-long therapy intensive. And the other days we were in the bay with the dolphins. So everyone is receiving this beautiful healing dolphin energy.
Right.
The therapists, the clients, everyone.
Good, good.
Yes.
So now that we was talking about, also you do tapping.
Yes.
And I've actually know someone that does that, and it's quite interesting. So I want you to talk a little bit about the tapping.
Tapping is so interesting. So it starts. It starts with you tapping or rubbing your chest,
Okay.
right? So, and you have a little thing that you say to yourself, which goes like this: even though I have this, and you talk about whatever problem you have, even though I'm nervous being on television right now with Cicely, and I'm afraid I just banged into the mic, it's okay. So that's the
there you go.
That's the setup. Even though I'm messing up the mic right now, it's okay.
It's okay.
So you say the dilemma,
Right.
and you follow it with, "It's okay.
It's okay.
I completely and deeply love and accept myself."
Good.
If you can go that far.
Correct,
That's the whole thing.
Lovely.
Even though I'm nervous about being on TV, it's okay. I
That's
completely
right.
love and accept.
That's right.
So you say that 3 times, and then you tap energy meridian centers. Just a few taps to release that energy around that issue. And you tap down the whole body, and you just keep repeating it. And I learned it from a website from an early practitioner, Gary Craig.
Okay.
And I was studying it. You know, at that time they would send you a whole book of videotapes and rules on paper and everything, and things of that nature. And somewhere along there, they said, you know, you really don't actually have to do the tapping. You just have to think about it. And I thought, and it'll work. And I was like, I don't know. and I tried it. When I went, I was working for hospice. And they invited me into the home of a woman. And just as I was at the front door, they poked their head out and said, please ask my mother to talk to the rabbi. And I was like, well, I was going to argue. That's not my job. I'm here to give her a massage at that time. And I didn't have a chance to say a thing. I went inside, and there she was on the cot, and she said to me, I don't want to talk about anything. And I said, fine, I'm just going to give you a massage.
That's it.
So I thought, okay, I'm going to try that invisible tapping.
Good.
And I'm doing the lymph drainage and craniosacral combination on her with my hands, not saying a word, but I'm thinking
Right.
that I'm tapping with her. Even though I won't talk to the rabbi, it's okay. I completely love and accept myself.
Right.
And saying that in my head, thinking about tapping her meridians. Meanwhile, I'm doing this other massage, and I do the massage from her head, through her body, to her legs. Same time, I'm thinking, other things come to mind.
Right.
Even though I'm angry about having cancer and leaving my family. It's okay. I completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't want to leave my grandchildren just yet, it's okay. I completely love and accept myself. Just whatever came into my head. I was down at her knee, and I thought, okay, that's enough. I'm finished. And as soon as that thought came to my head, she said to me, all right, I'll talk to the rabbi.
Yes.
And I thought, I didn't say anything.
Right. You don't have to.
And she said, I know what you're thinking.
The power of thought, yeah.
But at the same time, tears just came to both of our eyes.
Oh.
It was such a powerful release.
Very nice.
And she talked to the rabbi and ministers and nuns and anyone who wanted to came by. She was like,
Oh, everyone.
everyone. She said, I used to think not talking to the rabbi was a sign of strength, but now I know it's weakness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Talk about clarity.
So now let's talk about where your office is. If you just want to share the address and the website and the phone number and all that.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
It's 222 Westchester Avenue.
Okay. You said that earlier.
Yes, in White Plains. It's kind of the West Harrison border.
Yes.
And I also have a home office in Ossining.
Okay.
On 191 Main Street.
And your website
Is
address?
wellontheway.com.
Okay. Email address?
Elizabeth.a.pasquale@gmail.com.
And your phone number?
And you certainly can contact me through the website.
Good. And your phone number?
Thank you. 914-762-4693.
Beautiful.
And this has been delightful. I've just
I'm so
gabbed
glad.
up a storm.
What's been delightful about it?
It's easy. You're so relaxed.
Okay.
The vibes.
I hear that all the time. I was
Yeah.
having
'cause-
this discussion on Saturday. That's what they were saying, because I had quite a few guests at that recent celebration of life, and they were saying the same thing that you're saying, that it's very relaxed.
It's very
So yeah,
relaxed.
they've been discussing amongst themselves what it's like, and it's just that I have good connection. I don't have to say what that connection is, do I?
You have an excellent connection.
I do.
And
so
when
I just
people
let,
sit with you,
yes,
then it helps allow their connection.
yes, I just let whatever needs to, I let the divine energy connect through me so that you have that experience. So I'm just here as a vessel. I'm just here going for the ride. I have no idea what's
We're
going on.
going for the ride. That is the truth. We are
I'm just
going
like
for the
sitting
ride.
here,
We're
letting
here for
it
the
flow
journey.
through me, and But let's see. We have 2 more pictures before, because we're getting close to coming to the end. So let's see those 2 more
Okay.
pictures.
Ah, there I am race walking.
Okay, lovely.
Race walking is my hobby. And it was also, I understood that exercise would be very important to recover my health. That's when I took up race walking.
Good.
The next one is I'm at Mount Everest. That's Sarganatha National Park, which is the same.
Mount
Sarganatha
Everest.
is
So you
Mount
did
Everest.
it, did ya?
I did it to the bottom.
Okay.
I climbed to the bottom.
Oh,
That's
hoo-hoo.
18,000 feet.
Okay, that's fantastic.
It was great. It was a terrific, terrific trek.
And what was that experience like?
Oh my gosh. You go all out.
Lovely. So what inspires you, Elizabeth?
Well, in keeping with those pictures, beautiful scenery,
Oh, good.
enjoying the planet.
All right. So what do you do in regards to, so you're able to keep that high energy outside of what you're doing in your therapies? What do you do personally for yourself?
Oh, right now, I have a grandson.
Oh, yes, you've been telling me. I saw a picture of him. Yes, very cute. They keep you very energetic.
Very cute and very, very knowing who he is.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, very knowing
A very
that
special little soul
he's
then
fresh.
he is.
Fresh.
Do you think he
From
knows or you
non-physical.
think he's fresh? Do you think he's fresh, not really
Both.
knowing? Or? Good.
No.
So he's innocent and
He
he's
knows.
also he's aware. So he's playing the dual role there. Lovely. What has he told you so far?
Oh, I have written and written and written about what he's told me.
Oh, how lovely.
The lessons I've gotten from him. That we come here for the fun of it.
Yeah, we do. We come here to play our parts. Isn't that lovely?
We come here for the fun of it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun.
Exactly. Right.
And we are supposed to enjoy all our power here.
That's it. We
Our
are supposed to.
wholeness.
Exactly.
And
so
it's supposed to go well for us.
he's a wise little soul, isn't he?
He's totally knowing.
Oh my
He's
goodness. I
totally-
love it. I can't wait to meet him.
We could have him on the show. except
There you
he
go.
can't talk.
Well, he can't talk with words, but he can talk through
Energy.
there you go.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's fantastic.
Yes. You
So
know,
he definitely inspires me.
Right.
Reminds me.
Good. Isn't that great?
It's great.
I'm so happy for you to have that experience because some people are so blocked that they think the two of us are crazy right now, but it's okay.
It's okay. I know. I write these things down and I send them out in my newsletter, so I'll be happy to share that with anybody.
Good.
And I get these letters back from my sister, especially. You're just too much.
Right. You just have to be open
And
and
I
just
say-
receive what comes to you, and it seems like you do that, so that's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm definitely too much for some people, and
Me too. It's
all right.
okay. We're in good company.
it's variety makes the world go
Oh, let
round.
me tell you, I'm gonna be me. You
Yes.
do you, and I'm gonna do me.
Exactly.
That's it. Don't criticize me. I ain't gonna criticize you. I'm not gonna judge you. Don't judge me. Just accept me for who I am.
I don't care if they
and
judge
then you
me.
can be a friend. Otherwise, I don't know who you are. I'm just joking. They can say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
I know that I found my truth. And as long as I stick with that, then nothing else matters, right?
Stick with that.
That's it.
Stick
Once
with
you
that.
stick with that and you
Steer
don't
your
waver.
course to your own
Exactly.
truth.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This has been wonderful,
It's
Elizabeth.
been fun.
So at this time, I'm going to have to say thank you. Marvelous, fabulous. And
Thank you.
This will actually, I can see it will do a lot of good, great things. And some of the therapies that you do, they will see. So thank you, Elizabeth. And to the viewers, your level of consciousness is the gateway to the future. Thank you.